What's going on, guys, and welcome to another episode of Smash JT. I woke up this morning to my Twitter feed absolutely exploding with Mario information, Mario news, and Mario rumors, seemingly out of nowhere. Like, this news just kind of appeared. And while it is rumored, I want to make sure we focus heavily on that because there is no official announcement by Nintendo yet. It does seem to be a very realistic rumor. Lots of what is mentioned in the article seems to point to a realistic outcome, like, okay, that makes sense. And typically I don't like to comment and speculate too much on rumors, but in this case, I feel it's justified because it's actually some pretty exciting information. I have a couple minutes to shoot this video and send it off before I actually start my workday today, and this was some pretty big news, and since I'm cooped up in the house right now, I figured why not get this out to you as soon as I heard about it. I woke up to my Twitter absolutely ablaze with this information, this rumor. I want to focus on it being a rumor from an article on Video Games Chronicle. I'm going to be holding my phone here just to go through a few of these things here. But videogameschronicle.com, a site that I'm not all too familiar with. But then on Twitter, you got Jason Schreier from Kotaku sharing it. You got Wario64 sharing it. You got Eurogamer sharing it. You got Nintendo Life sharing it. You got so many major news outlets that are reputable talking about this rumor that it just seems like it could be true. And if that's the case, it's actually pretty exciting. Couple of things. Yes, I have a few games named behind me here, listed, shown off here. This is going to be potentially some of the backlog that Nintendo dives into. Kind of like how Disney has their archive of Vault, the old school movies that they bring out sometimes. Let's talk about what they're going to be doing going forward, because it's pretty exciting. 2020, 35 years from the original launch of the mainline series Mario in 1985 on the NES. Holy crap, I can't believe time has gone by that fast. But there are a slew of titles in the mainline Mario series that came out once, maybe got a re-release on like the Game Boy or something like that, or maybe the eShop on the Wii, but outside of that, there was no real way for people to play a lot of these games. And games like Super Mario Sunshine, a lot of people have been clamoring for, to get a remaster, remake, or re-release or anything. Nintendo's just pretended it didn't exist for the longest time. What this article is pointing to is Mario Galaxy and Mario Galaxy 2 most likely are going to be brought to the Nintendo Switch. I don't know if it's going to be a combo pack, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 on one cartridge. That would be pretty badass. Other people are saying that it might be a remaster of these. Again, details are fuzzy, but the fact remains that this rumor is pointing to Nintendo bringing a bunch of old school Mario games into the Nintendo Switch library. Something to be very excited about. And why this rumor has credence, in my opinion, because of what they say down here about the Universal Studios theme park. Nintendo has increasingly moved to leverage its popular IPs in various ways in recent years. The company's new Nintendo Tokyo store opened in November 19, while the Super Nintendo World theme park land at Universal Studios Japan was scheduled to launch this summer, 2020. Most likely because of the virus and COVID-19, it's going to be pushed back a little bit, but the fact remains that they are making the theme park. Initially, this was supposed to be announced at E3 2020, but because of COVID-19 canceling that entire event, that Nintendo had to figure out another way to go about announcing this. One would have thought that they would have talked about it on Mario Day on March 10th, but that was just a bunch of sales on the Nintendo Switch eShop, and it's kind of lame. The plans are set to be revealed alongside the new details of Nintendo's partnership with Universal and the pair's Super Nintendo World theme park attractions and animated Super Mario movie. Nintendo has already unveiled one flagship licensing deal planned to commemorate the anniversary, a special interactive Lego Mario set, which we've seen before, and that looks absolutely awesome to me. I know it kind of divided the fan base. Some people were like, that looks stupid, but I watched it and I want it. So Nintendo always seems to find a way to make things unique to their brands, and that Lego set looked pretty badass. As part of the anniversary celebrations, Nintendo will reveal plans to re-release most of Super Mario's 35-year back catalog this year, remastered for the Nintendo Switch, Video Games Chronicle was told. Nintendo will also release several other Mario titles in 2020, including a new installment in the Paper Mario series. This is where it gets a little bit gray for me. Not that I'm calling them out and that I don't believe it. I just find it very hard to believe that Nintendo has been secretly working on a new Paper Mario game, and it's going to be ready to be released in 2020 in honor of the 35th anniversary of Super Mario, this mainline series. It could be the case. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying that's a little bit more questionable. They might announce it, but having that ready for launch in 2020 on top of what they say, re-release most of Super Mario's 35-year back catalog. Most. That's not some, that's not a couple, that's not a few, that's the majority. All coming out in 2020. So take it for what it's worth. Right now, like I said, it's a rumor. It points to quite a bit of speculation. You could say maybe Nintendo is making a bunch of remasters. Maybe they're just going to reprint these games and slap them on a Switch cartridge and just sell them again, because people will be buying those. You know, Nintendo fans, they'll buy whatever Nintendo seems to make. They can print money whenever they want to, and right now seems like a prime opportunity to take advantage of that full back catalog. My biggest fear, concern, and worry is that Nintendo is going to try to piece out these things. Like, maybe do a combo pack of Mario Galaxy 2, maybe do Super Mario Sunshine Remastered, maybe do Super Mario 64 Remastered, but I'm talking about why not put these together in one complete package. That would be my ideal situation, but depending on how much work goes into making the remasters, obviously they got to make their money back on those. If they're just simply going to be porting these games, which I don't believe they will, because Nintendo, when they port games, they always do something better and special and change it, remaster it, make it brought to the new era, like what they did way back with Super Mario All-Stars on the Super Nintendo from the NES, and how they've done a bunch of other things in the Mario series. I'm not going to dive into the history of it. My point being, Nintendo wants to make it special. They remade Mario 64 back on the Nintendo DS, but it was just with the arrow pad and the thumb on the screen. The control for it was terrible, let's be honest. But it was cool how they added a bunch of mini games. You were allowed to play as Luigi and Wario and Yoshi. It would be cool if they brought that idea to the Switch with better graphics and even added some more levels to it and some extra secrets, things like that. It would blow my mind. I mean, there's a lot of different directions we could go with all of this, but just the sheer fact that Nintendo is considering diving into their back catalog and bringing it forth in the year 2020 to celebrate 35 years of Mario is something I didn't even think about coming into this, and now that I hear it, I'm like, yeah, I'm game. I'll do that. If they put the love and care that we expect Nintendo to into each of these games individually, I would buy every single one of them. It doesn't have to be a combo pack. I'm thinking if they just port them, it would be cool just to have them all on one cartridge if they're just ports. If they're going to remaster and remake them, then hell yeah, let's get each one individually. I don't even care if it's full price. If they're going to be putting the time to remaster it, make it better graphics, add extra levels, new secrets, things like that, I'm all for it. Maybe that's just me though. If people are fine with what they already have, then they have no reason to rebuy them and nothing to complain about anyways. So I don't understand the people that get mad at this kind of stuff, unless it's just they'd rather Nintendo use their resources on new IPs. But that whole thing is like, there's so many games to play, I don't know why. Sometimes people just want to complain. I know that because sometimes I just want to complain too. It's kind of unfortunate, if this rumor is to be believed and it's going to be true, that this is how we hear about it, because I would have much rather heard about it directly from Nintendo as a Nintendo Direct. But regardless of that, this is where we're at right now. I'd be very interested to hear what you guys think about this, if it's exciting to you, if you think Nintendo is completely out of ideas, that they have to reach into their back catalog because they're getting desperate right now, because let's be honest, the Switch releases so far in 2020 have been fairly minuscule when it comes to large scale AAA releases. As of right now though, this is a way to change that and completely blow people away if they're excited about mainline Mario coming into the new age of the Nintendo Switch. Pretty exciting stuff. I'm not going to keep rambling. I'm going to leave the video right there, but I'd be very interested to hear what you guys have to say about this. That's all I got for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, you stay smashing.